Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer, otherwise known as Alindria on Ravelry or Alindria Knits on Instagram. And today I'm going to show you a quick little tutorial on how to knit smocked stitches. But first, what are smock stitches? Smock stitches are a group of stitches that are first wrapped and then knit in pattern. And then when you stretch them out, such as on a sock or hat or gloves, they pull and they can make pretty patterns. You can see on this one down the center it's making kind of like a zigzag, and on the edges it's making kind of a little wavy bumpy pattern there. So, and they are very easy to knit. All you need for smock stitches is you need a DPN or cable needle. In a pinch, you might be able to use a round toothpick, although it's probably not going to slide on the yarn very well. You might even be able to open up a paper clip and use them to hold the stitches, but if you're a sock knitter, I highly recommend having DPNs around because they can help with so many things. So when you are knitting a pattern with smock stitches, I have found that there does not seem to be a standard way of notating the stitches on the chart. So you're going to have to read your chart and pattern carefully. As you may have guessed from earlier, there are two parts to the smock stitch. So on your chart, you will see a group of stitches, whether it's 3 stitches, 4 stitches, 6 or more. You're going to slide that grouping of stitches onto your DPN or cable needle. Just slip them all purlwise onto your DPN. Okay, so once you've slipped your group of stitches onto your DPN, you are going to be wrapping those stitches twice, back to front or counterclockwise. And what that looks like is this. You're already in the back, so back, front, back again, front, and then back. Completes your 2 wraps, and you'll see 2 wraps right there. Now, you want to make sure that the wraps are not all loose. You don't want them to flop around, but you also don't want to choke them. Just like this. If you're pulling those stitches together like that, that's too tight. Don't choke your stitches. So you can just undo your wraps if that happens. Spread those stitches out just a tiny bit and then rewrap them. So now you have your stitches wrapped twice. You can see those 2 wraps right there. And your yarn is in back, ready for you to start knitting the stitches. Now, again, you're going to have to read your key or pattern very carefully to see how to knit these stitches in pattern, because it may not be apparent from the chart. They might be all knit. They could be a combination of knits and purls. Sometimes there's yarn overs thrown in there. So just read your pattern. Now I'm doing a combination of knits and purls. This is the second part to your smock stitch. Your smock stitch is not done until you knit these stitches off the DPN. And then that's it. And then you just go on knitting your patterns. So there you have it. A fun little stitch detail that looks a lot harder to do than it actually is. I hope you enjoyed that, and happy knitting.